can't wait. Nami, I can't wait.
Look me where make you tell me what you say.
That woman
Hey,
beauty say no go shine.
they disturb me, they think say I go die. Yeah,
I
I
can't
can't wait.
Jesus don't leave me up,
So I go shine.
me when
Hey,
waiting you see. The grace of God
they shine all over me. Nami,
I be lazy,
fresh, fresh all over with the Holy Spirit.
I know.
All right,
All I go only
they rise Nami.
Nami day, yes,
Hey, Nami dey yes so. Ah, eh? I think can't pay. I think can't pay. When make you tell me wait till you see. Eh? Alright. They disturb me. They think say I go die. Hey. Nami dey here so. Alright, we there for back you up. When you dey hit your chest. I bet chill out. Papa God. Say which devil back you up? When you dey use hand they hit your chest against another human being with God create. Eh? I beg you, Papa God too much. Eh? Hi everyone! What's up? Hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. Happy New Year. I want to welcome you all to 2020. Hope you're all getting very enthusiastic and happy, with all the positivity going on already for the new year. All right, let's get started, folks. So today, I want to talk about parents. Parents, how parents' situations and behavior tends to affect their children. So today's topic I have tagged it, I am not my parents. Okay? I am not my parents. So you see, most people are caged in the legacies of their parents and how their parents are remembered by others. Okay? So most people are caged in the legacies of their parents and how their parents are remembered by others. Especially in Africa. Our African tradition tends to be very judgmental. Yes, folks, very judgmental. Especially when it comes to validating people by what they know about your parents. Which can sometimes be very negative and judgmentally disqualifying to you as a person, okay? So for example, you are seeking the hand of a woman in marriage, vice versa too with the men folks, okay? And or you're applying for a local position, of employment in your community, or for whatever reason you need to go seek for something that is important to you as a person, you will hear questions like, okay, What are your full names? What are the names of your parents? Oh, okay, that man used to have 3 wives. Which of the wife is your mother? What village are you from? You know, your community, everything they will ask you there. And sometimes these questions are usually judgmental, and whether or very so we shall there's a lot of judgments, excuse me, being passed why all this questioning are going on, right? To know who you are, what you ate for breakfast yesterday. They want to know your past, your present, and your future, okay? So sometimes most of this judgment, they are disqualifying. So whether we accept it or not, it is what it is, okay? So sometimes you can lose something you are fully qualified for just because your mother or father did something bad in the past or took wrong decisions that is now haunting you as a human being, okay? So this behavior culture, I think, is not fair. It is very unfounded, and should be totally abolished, because parents' shortcomings has not been scientifically proven to be something hereditary. Hereditary that can be passed through DNA to children. Okay, so I think it should be discarded totally, and the focus should be on the person before you and not their parents, or what their parents did in the past, or how their parents decide to live their lives. Okay, so sometimes I want to understand what has one got to do with parents' behavior. Yes, I am not accountable for my parents' behavior or how they decided to live their lives during their time. Why should children, most of the time, pay for the shortcomings of their parents? Or why should children be judged based on their parental past actions? Huh? So many men came from, for example, many men came from polygamous homes. And not only men, many people, right? So, but I just want to be specific. So, many men came from polygamous homes. They grew up to see their fathers with 4, 5, 6, or even 7 wives, at home. And these men witnessed the consequences of growing up in such homes and, in such situations. And now that they have formed their own family, they now have a family of their own. They have vehemently rejected polygamy for themselves. So because they grew up seeing their father with women and even having concubines outside, growing up with half brothers, half sisters, and all the consequences that goes with that, with different women under the same roof, these men did not take that route. They did not take that path. They are men who have vehemently refused to go through that path. They have rejected polygamy, So they have decided to form the life and design the kind of family they want for themselves. The same thing applies to women too. There's a lot of women who grew up with a mother who had 6 children for 5 men. So 6 children, 5 fathers. So it's almost like 1 child for 1 father, right? And then there are women who grew up under such circumstances. But now they decided not to take that route too, and they have designed a family for themselves. So for themselves. So because someone's father or mother is or was a thief or a fraudster, because that person's father was a rapist, or the mom, the mom was a child molester too, kind of, right? Or abusive, or because the mom was a sex worker, a serial killer, or because that person's parents was a tog, excuse me, or what we call agberu, right? Oh, you don't know what happened. That person's mother was a witch. Oh, the father is a wizard, or whatever, right? It is not a yardstick to measure what the children will become. It is not a criterion, should not be one to measure what the children will become, especially in this new age where majority of the children tend to define their own lives just as they deem it please to live it. And your own ideas and sometimes your suggestions as parents does not really count anymore. These days children do it the way it comes out of their under. You know what I mean? They don't care. Life has changed. Those days when parents need to design for you what you will become in life, even when they are seeing you having a different attributes, a different blessings, different characteristics, they still want to channel you to what will satisfy them and not you. So those days have passed. Now children, they take the bull by the horn. Come to this part of the world, for example, and come and tell me how you are going to control somebody who is legally an adult from the age of 18. They do it the way it comes out of their under. You don't detect how people want to live. You don't tell people, because I live this kind of life, this is the life I designed for my own damn self. So as my son or as my daughter, you need to live that life. No, people now live the life they like. This generation, they now live the life they like. They design their life. They are not here to use their life to please your own life. Things have changed. And as a parent, you need to know your space in people's life. Okay? And as a society, we need to understand too that parents' behavior is not hereditary, especially in this new age, this millennium kind of children that we have. It is not hereditary. People now take their own decisions. And sometimes the life you are calling the dolce vita, the good life, the good life. So your children these days, they look at it and say, oh, old school. I don't want to live like my mom. I don't want to live like my dad. Okay? So sometimes our parents' mistakes does straighten us up to do better in life, to do more than what they have done. Okay, in life, because we have experienced, because folks have experienced frontline the consequences of their parents' actions, behaviors, and mistakes, and they don't want to go through that route. They don't want to go through that path, in their own life, or make similar mistakes like their parents. So like we all know, we do see, excuse me. Yeah, so as I was saying, we all do see waywardness from people everywhere and every day. And the so-called foolish people also have children. The so-called people will say, oh, this person is foolish. They also have children, right? Or is there a law that says a thief cannot have children? No. And what has the children got to do with the parents' behavior of stealing? Nothing. So people becoming a parent does not, people becoming a parent does not erase bad behavior. Becoming a parent does not erase bad behavior. So parents too are human beings. Sometimes we forget that parents too are human beings who are living in their own right of happiness. Okay? So parents too, they are human beings who are living in their own right of happiness. And they are free to use their life the way it pleases them. Because it's their life and it's not yours. And their behavior, whether good or bad, should not in any way be a criteria to sometimes judge the children, as not in all cases this theory applies. Same applies too to good parents having very problematic, children that will make you wonder if such responsible people could bear or raise such, children, right? It's like you want to attribute gray hair to old age, gray hair to wisdom or knowledge, when foolish people too also grow old. Foolish people. I try to throw caution into such, words, calling anyone foolish. Okay, so but yeah, let me just try to explain it, the way everyone will understand. So that's why you see me doing this, so wisdom. And yeah, so it's like we're attributing gray hair to old age, or we're attributing gray hair to wisdom or knowledge, when foolish people too also grow old. And gray is not in any way synonymous to wisdom or age or good behavior. Okay? Parents too could be very nice and well known as kind and very respectful, but their children will turn out to be a total opposite of their parents, to the extent you would wonder, like I said, if those people with such impeccable attitude, are actually the parents of the person you're seeing before you, right? So if you grow up to hear, for example, or to not know that your mother is or was a witch, and you yourself is not a witch, do not suffer for what someone else did, regardless of who they are to you. If you grow up to find out that this was who your mother was, or this was who your father was, regardless of the life they lived, do not take responsibility of their action, provided you are not living that life. Somebody says your father is a witch, your mother is a witch, your father is a wizard, and you know deep inside you, you are not a witch, you are not a wizard, you don't have any of those attributes, you did not get any of those from them. Please do not suffer yourself for what someone else did, regardless of who they are. Okay? If they are good as a mother or as a father, stick to that and love them for that. But leave the witchcraft side to God to judge, as you are not a moral judge. And as a human being, I am sure too that someday others will come that will not like what you have done, and you will bear children too that will want to judge you for your own behavior, regardless how good you are or you were as a parent. Okay? So people, all I am trying to say in a nutshell is that behavior is personal. And if it is not yours, do not assume responsibility of it. Only speak for your own actions and stop judging people by the behavior of their parents, as this is not a determinant of who is good or bad. Okay? It is a new dawn, like I said before, and many people of this generation are deviating from taking parents' footsteps to choosing their own path in life and taking their own destiny the way they have designed it. Okay? People no longer care again what you want them to be or to become. They just design their own path and follow it through, whether you like it or not, as a parent. So either you come with them or you are left behind. Okay? So parents' behavior should not in any way, be used to shame children. Okay? Parents' behavior should be that of parents. And children should not be shamed or blamed for it at all, as they have absolutely, as children have absolutely no part to play in what their parents did in the past, or what their parents are still doing now, or what they have stopped doing. It is none of their damn business. So we should try sometime to separate issues. It is not in all cases parents' behavior or the life parents have lived applies to children. It is a new generation. It is a new thing. And that idea of judging people, even letting people who are well qualified for certain jobs and certain positions or certain things in life, even as little as falling in love and trying to seek a woman's hand in marriage. They want to know your past, your present, and your future. And sometimes, maybe because of one mistake, like I said from the beginning, your parents committed in the past, they use that to judge you. And when you are not your parents, they could be your parents, but you have decided not to follow that path. And if it's not something that is hereditary, that people may fear and say, okay, this behavior, this woman is going to pass it through DNA to the child, that's a different thing. And I don't think there's been scientifically proven kind of relations like that go through that process. So please, folks, stop judging children by their parents' attitude. Judge people for who they are. They cannot take responsibility of what their parents did, especially when we as adults, we know that there is no place it is written or stipulated as a policy or law that children need to live like their parents. Okay? And children must be like their parents. So if there is nothing like that, we need to separate it and try to look beyond that and see the person before you and accept that person for who that person is, for what that person brings to the table. Okay? Not just having that mentality, that notion of, okay, na pig dey born pig, na thief dey born thief. No. Thief fit dey thief. If he born, the pikin no go be thief. Winch fit be winch. If he confess say na winch for street, everybody know say he na winch according to Naija winch. And then he get 6, 7, 8, 10 children. You go surprise 4 inside they not be winch, even if he say he give some winch. So we cannot just generalize everything and then try to undermine people, bring people down. They already know the life their parents lived. Some people are not happy about it. Some feel shame for what their parents did or whatever situation that went on in their lives when they were growing up. Whether they were living in the village, whether they were very poor, whether their mother used to sell fish, or their mother used to be very, no money, chronic, acute poverty, and, so some used to steal to eat, some used to do a lot of things. It is not our duty to start judging people according to what their parents did. Sometimes we need to look at it from another perspective. We need to see things and say, okay, that is in the past. Can I give this person an opportunity? Because this person used to steal back in the day when the person was young. He used to come steal people's food and all that. Maybe now you sit down and say, okay, I think it was because of hunger. There was too much hunger. These people were very poor. They were chronically poor. So, but now this person does not have the need to steal food anymore. So sometimes we need to think outside the box and give people that space to be able to prove who they are without judging them from past experiences or from the behaviors of their parents. Things change, nothing is stable in life. Okay? So, people, do not feel shamed for whatever someone else has done that is related to you, even if it's your parents. You don't have to take responsibility of their actions or whatever they have done in the past. They are human beings who have decided to live their lives the way they deemed it right. So you live yours. Design your own life. You have the choice to take the path that suits you and the path you want to live, or the way you want to define your life story. Okay? So please be yourself. Take responsibility of your own action and not someone else's action. Okay? All right. All right. I'm just being unapologetically a woman. And please always remember that if you are not part of the solution, you are the problem. And again, this is a woman's place for changing all that is no longer acceptable to us. Oh, yes. Once again, I want to say thank you so much for all your support, for your likes, and for those that are sharing my video. Please kindly go to my YouTube channel, Unapologetically a Woman, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, to like my videos in Facebook, on my page, Never on My Watch. And then you can go to the website to join the movement, to register as a member of Never on My Watch. The website again is www.neveronmywatch.ca. So yes, folks, I'll be expecting to see you all there. Continue to share the video, continue to like it, and subscribe. Okay? So live your life. Take your life by your hands. Your life is yours, and design it the way you want it. Right. Okay? All right, my dears. I love you all. And thank you once again. Happy New Year. I'll see you soon. Ooh, peace.